Hey everyone, and welcome back to my tutorial. So today we're going to do this fun classic Christmas party look. If y'all want to see that, then keep on watching. Alrighty, to start off this tutorial, I am taking my Professionals Pearl Primer. It is brand new. I am just loving it. As you can see, it is tinted pink to help lighten and brighten the skin, and I am just in love with the way it feels and how it goes on. Alrighty, when we are done with that, we are taking our Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I am still loving this. I love the consistency. It isn't too thick, it isn't too thin, it just has the right amount of coverage. I am taking that on a foundation brush and putting it on the major points of my face, the cheeks, the nose, the chin, and of course moving the bangs for my forehead. Taking my beauty sponge, and we are blending that out. Woo, the power of editing. So, next up, I am taking my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and we are dotting it on. So we are dotting it under the eyes to help brighten the skin and any blemishes that need to be concealed. So taking a concealer brush, I am just tapping it into the skin, and I find that this method works best for me. Now, there are different ways of blending it in. You can use a mini beauty blender, but I find those are great, but they tend to be a little bit too big and they don't get the right amount of precision. With this concealer brush, it is angled, so we can be all ready to go. So, setting that concealer with the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder, you just want to take and pour a little bit into the lid. And I am taking a little beauty sponge with a flat angle, and we are just going to be packing that under our eyes where we had put our concealer, and we are going to bake that area. And I find using a beauty sponge instead of a powder puff really works best for me when baking. And I am also baking the sides of my nose to really help it stay in place. Alrighty, now that that's setting to bake, I am taking a powder puff and I am simply patting that all over my face. As you know, we want makeup to be part of our skin and not just on top of our skin, and this really helps set it in place. So, taking my Goof Proof brow pencil from Benefits. Alrighty, so you just want to brush through your brows to make sure that your brows are in place and that you take out any excess powder. So, what we want to do is we just want to take and line our brows and just fill them in. And I shall be doing the other brow off camera, and I will be right back. I am just taking a large fluffy facial brush and just wiping off the baking and all the excess powder. Alrighty, I am taking my limited edition Tarte Treasure Box, and I am taking the bronzer shade Navigate, and I am using that to contour my face. And to contour, I am just taking my bronzer brush, and I am simply going over my cheekbones, temples, and forehead, along with my nose that I shall contour in a bit. Also, an important thing to remember is the shade of your bronzer. Now, everybody is different, so I picked a lighter bronzer shade because that's what suits my skin tone. So taking my little angled brush here, I am simply going to take that lighter shade again, and I am simply going to contour my nose, taking down the narrow part and going down the sides. I am just tapping that on and going around the nose and connecting it. And I am taking my Wet n Wild contouring palette in the shade Dulce de Leche, and I'm taking a small fluffy facial brush. So, we are just applying it to our upper cheekbones, down the bridge of our nose, a little bit on our chin and upper lip. We are also going underneath our contour to help sharpen that up and help make it more defined. Alrighty, and taking a stippling brush, I am taking my Becca blush in the shade Songbird. I am in love with this. It's such a pretty color. So we're just going to take a little bit of that, and we are just going to tap that on our face. And as you can see, it is a very beautiful and very natural color. And taking my NYX Away We Glow in the shade Crystal Glare. And since this is a liquid highlighter, I am just dotting that on and patting that in. And as you can see, it blends out quite well. I really love this. And just dotting a little bit on my nose, we are blending that out, and we are just tapping that in. So next, I am taking my Tarte highlighter in the shade Glimmer. This is what it looks like. I love the Tarte highlighter so much. And of course, my trademark technique is setting that cream or liquid highlight with a powder highlight, and that really helps it stay and really helps it glow. And taking our tried and true eye primer from Ulta in the shade Champagne, you only want to take just a little bit, put that on your eyelids. Remember, you don't want to have too much primer because that can have the opposite effect. So taking now my Morphe 530 palette, and we are taking this lovely light shade, and we are going to use that to set the eyelid. And I have zoomed you guys in, and I have taken the shade, which is a bit of a warm brown. That is 2 shades under that first setting shade, and we are going for a halo eye. So you really want to concentrate and warm up those colors in your inner corner and outer corner of your eye, and you want to connect it in the center. So next up, I am taking this reddish brownish shade, and I am simply, once again, building that up and putting that in my inner and outer corner. Alrighty, and going back with the same Morphe palette, I am taking the shimmery brick red, and I am simply putting that on my inner and outer corners as well, because this is a halo eye. Once again, we are concentrating most of our colors and darkening the inner and outer corners. And now I'm taking a more of a defined brush, and I am going in with this lovely golden shade, and I am putting that right in the center of our halo eye, and this helps really give it that special Christmas holiday shimmer and glimmer. We are also taking that same shade and putting that down right in the middle as well to continue on with that halo effect. And of course, going in with that shimmery brick red, we are going on the outer and inner corners to complete that halo eye look. Alrighty, and I have finished this eye off camera, and I have drawn a wing with my NYX Epic Ink liner. And for me, we are just going to draw a wing on the other eye here. And for me to draw a good wing, you really want to grab that inner corner right there in your eye and drag that along and just complete it and fill it in. And we have a very, very special guest. It is Miss Cuddles. Hi, everybody! Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more of Miss Cuddles. Bye, y'all! Alrighty, taking our Clinique High Impact Lash Elevating Mascara. I have already curled my lashes off camera, and I really like this mascara. It gives a good amount of volume and lengthening, and I just find it to be one of my top favorite mascaras. Alrighty, I have done the other eye off camera, and I am just adding a second layer of mascara. I find that one layer does look good, and it does look very natural, but I just wanted to go a little bit more extra and a little bit more out just for this look today. Of course, we are just blending out any mistakes that we have made with the mascara. Thankfully, they are easy to take care of with just a fluffy brush. Just go over them and blend them out. So I am taking my Marc Jacobs highliner in the shade Pink of Me. And I just really love this gel pencil. It helps really brighten and open up the eyes and helps make it look more awake. I really love it. And I am just taking my smaller eye detail brush, and I am taking the pearly pinkish shade and just using that as my inner tear duct highlight. Alrighty, we are now going back in the palette and taking that very light cream shade, and we are simply going to use that to highlight our brows. And I am taking my Revlon Color Stay lip liner in the shade Red, and we are just going to be outlining our lips. I have also noticed if you use an outliner for your lips and you also fill it in your whole lip, I find that to be best and helps really make the colors stay. I am taking my Tarteist lip paint in the shade Bay. I am in love with this red. It is such a perfect red. It's not too bright, it's not too dark. I just really love it. So we are going to apply that, and as you can see, it is just such a gorgeous shade, and this really screams classic Christmas to me. Leave me a comment down below, guys, telling me what your favorite red lipsticks are. Alrighty, I'm now taking my fluffy brush and my Peach Blur by Too Faced, which is a lovely blurring powder which gives a healthy and fun glow. I am now taking my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray, and we are simply going to spray that all over the face to set our look in place. And that is it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed my tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Also, feel free to subscribe as I make new videos every Friday. Also, don't forget to check out the awesome social media shout out down below. My social media links are down there as well. Love you guys. Bye!